Hey guys, my name is Harsham Muhammad and welcome to this tutorial. In this video, we'll learn how to build an AR experience, an interactive AR experience without any code. So to illustrate what is the thing that we'll be developing, I just prepared an example video. So here's an example thing that I just did. I just added one of my photos, and then on top of it, I added a barcode like thing, which acts as a trigger to the AR experience. So it looks something like this, where once I actually use my iPad or iPhone or Android phone or any device, I can just scan this code and then I can augment whatever digital experience I want on top of this real thing. Now I want to make this really clear. Of course, I am scanning my screen here in this case, but you don't really have to force your users to scan a screen. It can be you can just print the sticker out and put this on any physical object, and this is actually this is used widely these days in museums and historical places to sort of augment any sort of information on top of this static experience. Okay, so we'll be using something called ZapWorks, and the app you and your customers or your viewers need to use is called ZapWorks. So you don't really need to maintain an application per se for delivering this AR experience. It's of course free to start with, and you do have certain restrictions in the free version, but we'll be going through that in detail. You can actually even augment 3D stuff in a lot of things, and I'll leave the link to ZapWorks in the link in the description. The app that we'll be using is something called ZapBar, and I don't know if you can see it over here. That's the name of the application that you can search on iTunes Store or the Play Store. And once you open that app, you can actually access your AR experiences. I also want to make this really clear for those people out there who have a company or a museum and you want to have your own branding, and you want to integrate this within your own application for whatever reason. I may want to point this out that maintaining an AR application is actually very expensive, so it's better you don't. If you're someone who's a hobbyist or someone you're trying, you don't really need to maintain the application. But if, for example, you're running a company and you really need to, you can do that. I'll leave a link to this also in the description. It's called zap.works/custom apps. They will help you actually integrate your AR experiences inside your own application. And just in case you're wondering, you're a developer and you want to integrate your AR experiences in your own application, you can do that as well. If this is something for those people who are interested, but this is not really important for most of us out here. This page is going to show you, if I go to app embed, this is going to show you how you can integrate these AR experiences in your own application. So for not any further ado, we'll be going through the ZapWorks. For those who are familiar with ZapWorks, I'll be using something called ZapWorks Designer, but there is a more sophisticated version of ZapWorks called ZapWorks Studio. Now, of course, this is not for mostly for developers. If you're a developer, you probably know how to use Unity and you can develop your own AR experiences yourself. But this is for those people who don't have sort of the design or development experience. I'll go ahead and the first thing you need to do is go to zap.works and then go register for an account. It's free for, I think, to begin with, and it's not just a trial, but you do have a permanent free version. Okay, so what you need to do is go ahead and sign up for this account. This is what you'll be seeing first. Let's go ahead and create a new Zap code to start with. Now this is kind of something that I don't think is really important, but the kind of barcode you want. So let's call this I don't know, my tutorial. Okay, I know it's a lame name, but yeah. Now this is something that's quite of interesting. The Studio is a different, it's a dedicated application itself. You can also create something like teleporting AR applications. You can create really, you can augment 3D models and stuff on top of your trigger. If you want to do all of that, you can do Studio. And there's something called widgets, which seem to be something like the easiest to use of all. But I think the one that we're looking for is designer, because this is like the most balanced one. I think it does get the job done for most of us. Now, apologies. As soon as you start, you can see something called the Zap code. You need to download this. Now, if you are if you're actually using this on some museum or a company, I will also show you something here. Um, so what you can do is, if you go down here, it says helper graphics. Now you can actually download this and helper graphics all of this. What this will do is actually it will show you some images that you can print out. Oops, yeah, I don't know if you can see here, but let me open this up. So these are some things you can actually just print out and paste it in your physical location if you want to show how users can access your AR experiences. So you don't really have to do any of the work of like creating an application yourself. So all of these are done yourself. You can actually just print this out and do it. You can download SVG or PNG. You do need, you can use any image editor. In this case, I will use Figma. Figma. It's available online. Go to figma.com. You can create a viewer account and then create a new artwork and do all of that. But you don't really need to. You can also use Photoshop. You can use Paint. You can do anything. Only thing is you need to post this barcode on top of whatever, because this will act as a trigger for my AR experience. I will go ahead and download the PNG. Now this is what is the main image that is used to open up my AR experience. This is like your like the icon. For example, here's a Slack. If I want to open this up, I need to click on this. So this is the trigger, okay? So I will just select, I'm using Mac OS here, but you can either copy and paste or just drag and drop it on any image you want to. Let's take the same image here for that instance here. I'm going to paste the image that so this is like the trigger that I got. I will reduce the image and I will post this over here. Now you don't really need to make this really stand out. The only thing you need to make sure is you don't really violate the contrast. For example, these dots here are the thing that is used to identify. So if you actually mess this up, it won't be able to identify. So make sure the contrast is not really so bad. Let's go ahead and reduce it, and it's okay if it's on the side, but it should be readable. Okay, so I've created the image. Now you can actually create one preview image and download this. I'm sorry, export this. um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as an example, image that I'm going to be using. Just download it. Okay, so I'll go back here to this section and click on this edit zap code content. Okay, so start without a tracking image. You can download a zap code, like I said. um, start with that. Okay, so there's the trigger, and then how do you want to start your what do you want it to do once you start it? So you can do a number of things. You can open up a button, and then you could say something like no more. Okay, and then that could open up another scene here, and that will be opening up another scene that will show something like a video from YouTube or Vimeo or something. Let's go ahead and create something really simple here. Let's go ahead and upload an image here, and I have this cool image of a ship. I know why I'm gonna post that, but just to show you. So here's an image that will appear on top, and then if the user wants to know more about ship, know more about the ship, I will actually throw him to sure, I can also link him to an external website, so I'll be something like um, I'll link him to google.com. But you can link him to any page that makes him learn more about this. You can also add text and talk about when this thing was invented. So you could say this was made in 1904, and then that happened. I mean, that's just to show you that you can do whatever you want. But yep. So I'm embarrassing myself at this point now. Okay, so this is an example of what you can augment, but okay, delete it over here. I'll go back to scene 1 here. So I'll actually have to link that to that. So you can create an entire PowerPoint like thing inside this. You can also have transitions, so you can have as soon as I click on it, how do you want the transition to appear and all of that. So this is going to be something like this. So as soon as I come in, this is how it will work. Alright, so transition now to something like fade out. So when I click on this, it will fade and then dry. If you want to preview this application, let me go ahead and show you how this will look like. So let's go ahead and check this out. So when I click on preview, this is going to be available for only the first 30 minutes. So I'm going to actually record the session here. So yep, and yeah, I can see no more button here. Click on it, and then boom. So if I click on no more, it's done. So that is what we developed, but you can go ahead and do some crazy stuff along with this. This is some interactive experience that you can create with ZapWorks. And you can publish this, and you can actually print the sticker out or use this on any email you want, and start building crazy stuff on top of it. And once you get used to ZapWorks, you can start using something called ZapWorks Studio. You will have yeah, of course, and if you want people to access your experience using a link, you can also use this one here. You can customize something to remember is, so you can also customize the sticker thing. It doesn't have to always look black. You can change the color. Okay, so yeah, that's it for now. If you guys like this video, please be sure to hit thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and we shall see you guys in another video very soon.